Hi, I'm Scott Davis. Welcome to New World Birth. By accessing this presentation, you're inviting me to share this information regarding our passage through this challenging and very hopeful time. This is the care and feeding of a New World Age report for the Gregorian date of May 11th, 2012, and One Wisdom in the Mayan Tzolkin calendar. We'll also discuss the Gemini new moon, solar eclipse, Venus turning retrograde, and the obstacles to unity consciousness. May 11th is One Wisdom, which carries the themes of the old ones, ancient memories that wait at the sacred sites, protection of universal consciousness, inner strength, shared teachings, the elders, clearing away the past like the vulture, forgiveness, making amends, great sages and keepers of ancient records. Represented by the vulture or owl, this is a time of releasing the past through forgiveness, which creates a grateful heart space to receive the wisdom of the ancients. The next 13 days is about surrendering something that no longer serves to make room for transformation. This is a time to forgive others, but also to ask forgiveness, not only from individuals, but also from our Mother Earth. Astrologically, the One Wisdom Trisena begins with Saturn and Pluto appearing to be moving in reverse motion from our perspective here on Earth, and Venus is currently in its shadow phase, which has been in since April 12th, when it crossed the point where it will eventually turn direct here at 7 Gemini. It remains in the shadow phase prior to turning retrograde on May 15th during the Trisena. And during that shadow phase, we received information about needing to make an adjustment in our direction. Venus is retrograde then from May 15th at 24 Gemini to June 27th at 7 Gemini. Which will be a time when we will notice events related to our relationships that shift our thinking as we prepare us to change for a change that we're going to implement after June 27th. And looking ahead to that time period, that will also around that time period have the first exact square of Uranus and Pluto, which will occur on June 24th. As Pluto appears to be moving retrograde, this angle will become more and more intense. During the summer of 2011, these two planets moved within a degree of exactitude before moving apart again. Carl Koloman has repeatedly stated that we'll never again experience the intensity of 2011, according to his model of the Mayan calendar and the peak of its ninth wave universal cycle during 2011. I believe 2011 was a shot across the bow of our boat, and I think that time is preparing us. That time was to prepare us for this upcoming shift. And so I think the time period between 2012 and 2015, when we will experience the exact square, which is a very challenging angle between Uranus and Pluto, it's going to occur 7 times, and this is going to bring extreme energy for transformation, revolution, empowerment, destruction, and make us aware that 2011 was really just the tip of the iceberg. What I feel is really important about 2011 is I believe that we received energy, teachings, downloads, experiences that will give us wisdom to guide our lifeboats through the turbulent waters that lay ahead. I realize some may have not absorbed or awakened to all the knowledge that was flooding into our consciousness during 2011. So those of us who experienced a shift, we have a responsibility to guide other folks if they invite our assistance. I will continue to discuss the Pluto-Uranus square in more and more detail in future reports. May 11th is One Wisdom, which is about unity experienced through reflection, meditation, and forgiveness. And with the Aquarius moon challenged by Mercury and then stimulated by Uranus, the day shifts from misunderstandings to the need to handle people and ideas carefully, to later on in the day having more of a spontaneous and inventive energy. And then on the 12th, it's to Earth, which is duality experienced through gratitude for Mother Earth. And this is also the time of the last quarter moon. And that last quarter moon is challenged by the Sun and Jupiter and supported by Venus and Saturn, which may change our plans, as some have an independent desire that interferes with the group dynamic. But it'll also have people feeling generous and helpful and willing to put energy into something that they want to endure. Also on that day, Pluto is in harmony with the wounded healer Chiron, which will allow us to descend into the depths of our psychology to heal wounds that seemed out of reach. Then on May 13th, it's 3 Flint, taking action through being introspective. And the Sun merges with Jupiter, which is very optimistic, yet it's in Taurus, so it's also very grounded. This could be a time of receiving long overdue rewards for past efforts, and it may come in any form, from physical to mental to spiritual. Mercury is supported by Mars, which is going to amplify the positive feelings and brings enthusiastic and yet clear thoughts. And then during that same time period, we have the Pisces moon merging with Neptune, and it's opposed by Mars, where there's going to be an emotional shift from creative and dreamy to finishing up the day feeling a little bit irritable. The 14th is for storm stability through recognizing the gifts of adversity. Mercury receives support from Pluto and is in harmony with Chiron and the moon in Pisces, and it continues to allow us to do deep healing of the wounds that were previously unconscious or inaccessible, through understanding on an intellectual level and the ability of new awareness through and wisdom. This is a time to be compassionate with others and with yourself. May 15th is 5 Sun, which is about empowerment through honoring the wisdom and memory of the ancestors. And on that's the day that Venus is going to be turning retrograde, which begins that second stage where we begin to learn about a change in our course through our experiences in relationships. And then the moon on that day is in harmony with Jupiter and the Sun and challenged by Venus. The day starts out with feelings congenial and affectionate towards others, and then later brings relaxed emotions and a sense of equanimity. The 16th is 6 Crocodile, which is about being in the flow through nurturing new beginnings. And Mars receives support from Pluto, which empowers us to look deeply at the elements in our lives that are not working, and to and find resolve to change and heal those aspects in our lives. With the Aries moon merging with Uranus and is challenged by Pluto, this brings impulsive actions and moods that may change quickly and unexpectedly, followed later in the day by leaning towards compulsive behaviors, but also the ability to look deeply into ourselves if we have the capacity to be honest. May 17th is 7 Wind, reflection through communication. On that day, the warrior planet Mars is opposed by the wounded healer Chiron, which can bring irritation, distress, even disturbances where an ailment was previously inactive. It may come back. With the moon in Aries in harmony with Venus, while being opposed by Saturn, which brings a desire to be with friends, and yet there's a feeling that there's really no one to communicate with. The 18th is 8 night, balanced through contemplating the stars, with the Taurus moon in harmony with Neptune, brings a day of deep empathy and feeling for the feelings of others, and a sensitivity to psychic energies. And then May 19th is 9 seed. This is patience through planting seeds and making new connections. The moon forms a very positive grand trine with Pluto and Mars, which brings the desire to experience something profound and the courage to express your true feelings. The 20th is 10 Serpent, which is about manifestation through being flexible, with both the sun and moon move into Gemini, and then we have the new moon and a solar eclipse, which blends with the energies of Mercury and Jupiter just prior to moving into Gemini. And when eclipses occur, they occur when there's the new or full moon that merges with the nodes of the moon, which are points where the moon crosses the ecliptic. This eclipse is conjunct the south node, which indicates that an issue, person, relationship, or situation from the past will need to be addressed as we move forward into the new beginning of this new moon, which is also in the first degree of Gemini, which brings freedom to change our attitude, vehicle, or destination. With Mercury, which is which is Gemini's ruling planet, and Jupiter in the mix, we have an expression of our knowledge, expansion of our knowledge and understanding. And then Neptune challenges the new moon eclipse, which may bring confusion, but given the other aspects, I think we're going to be able to balance the Neptunian confusion energy with all the other more positive energy for this particular new moon cycle. So this may be a time where there's going to be new ideas born, or our communications will be particularly favorable. And then May 21st, that's 11 transformation in the Tzolkin. This is resolution through releasing what no longer serves us, as the Gemini moon is challenged by Neptune and Mars and stimulated by Uranus. It brings a day of emotionally shifting energy from daydreams seeming more important than reality to feeling restless and finally a little bit irritable, with the potential for some rash actions. The 22nd is 12 Deer. This is about stability through being of service to others. And Mercury merges with Jupiter, which expands the information from the new moon and gives us the freedom to move forward with confidence. While the moon merges with Venus and is supported by Saturn, this brings a cheerful social mood and a feeling of inner strength and security. May 23rd is 13 Star, which is movement to the next stage through being grateful for abundant relationships. And then the sun is challenged by Neptune, which could leave us feeling depleted and tired. So this might be a good day to just rest, while the Cancer moon is going to be supported by Neptune and challenged by Uranus, which wants us to have daydreams, but later really brings a desire to rebel against the wishes of others. So like I said, might be a good day just to kind of have a down day, because remember, everybody else is having these experiences too. Well, anyway, this being the One Wisdom Tzolkin, I thought I'd discuss the obstacles to unity consciousness. What we're experiencing now with the long count of the Maya coming to a close, which heralds the shift from the fourth world to the fifth world, the concept of unity consciousness has become quite popular. And of course, the idea and teachings about unity consciousness are ancient. Having studied for 3 years in the teacher training program at the Iyengar Yoga Institute in San Francisco, I immersed myself in the yogic scriptures such as the Vedas, the Bhagavad Gita, the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali. And yoga is a Sanskrit word which means to yoke or to bind, to bring together. And and as it was traditionally practiced, the ultimate boon that it bestowed was a state of samadhi, which was complete integration with the universe. I find that the current interest in unity consciousness is very interesting in the context of 2012, just as there are many people who are looking at doomsday scenarios to be played out in 2012. There are many people who are also looking to experience something different, such as ascension or merging with the universe. First of all, ascension is a projection on the Mayan calendar of the Abrahamic belief systems, just as the doomsday scenarios are. Neither of them has anything to do with the Mayan calendar. Unity consciousness seems to have its roots somewhere else. What's interesting to me is that some seem to believe that all of a sudden humanity will become one homogeneous blob of consciousness, as if that's going to be like a really good thing. It almost feels like they need to escape from duality, as if duality is bad. And duality is really about how we gain wisdom through experience. Duality gives us a sense of self, of a sense of having higher consciousness, a sense of a power greater than ourselves, of diversity, I, us, the earth, the Milky Way, even the universe. These are all duality. We've been given this body and this mind to experience duality in this incarnation. And I think it's interesting that some of the same people who are talking about the shift to unity consciousness are also the people who do not share the recognition of their work with the people who have supported them or brought their message to others or provided information which their work was based. And to me, that's a quality of ego. And I really feel like ego is one of the greatest obstacles to oneness. The two spiritual phrases that I use at the end of these reports are rooted in duality. Namaste is a Sanskrit word which means the light in me honors the light in you. And in En Lakash is a Mayan phrase which means I am another you. Both of them imply that there is something that unifies us, but that we access it through recognizing duality. The thinking about unity consciousness itself creates duality. Unity consciousness is just like, it has the same quality as enlightenment. We've always been that. It doesn't come from anywhere else. We simply awaken to the realization that we've never been anything else but. Not because of some date on the calendar, but because that's what we are right now. So no matter what your relationship is with unity consciousness during this One Wisdom Tzolkin, take the time to be in the flow of the planet by being in nature, watching a sunrise or sunset, communing with the stars, being conscious of the moment through introspection, meditation, being with somebody you love. Every single day we have is a blessing, no matter what dramas beckon to distract us. We're all giving the performance of a lifetime on this world stage, so just take some time out to observe the play as well as act your part. Remember, you are a spiritual being having a human experience. Thank you for checking out New World Birth. The next segment of Care and Feeding of a New World Age will be on May 24th for one offering, and we're going to discuss Mercury moving into Gemini, the Sagittarius full moon eclipse, Neptune turning retrograde, and the Venus transit on the 5th and 6th of June. Depending on where you are on this planet. So Yeah, as always, I'm really, really grateful that that you're connecting with this message, these videos. Please feel free to check us out on Facebook, YouTube, or the Mayan Magics website has a page for New World Birth now. I invite you to email me at newworldbirth@yahoo.com if you have any questions about these reports, or if you wish to schedule a reading. I want to take a moment in this report to let you know that due to some changing circumstances, I'm no longer able to offer the reading where you pay only what you can afford based on the value you get out of the experience. I'm now providing readings just like any other astrologer or human design analyst, where payment is expected prior to the reading. In order to make this service available to the greatest amount of folks, I've created 3 options with 3 levels of compensation. For $50, I will provide a reading where we'll look at your human design chart and help you understand how to use your individual strategy and authority in making life decisions based on your own unique design. And then at the $65 level, I'll include 3 months of astrological transits as they relate to your natal and progressed astrology charts, along with the human design reading. And then at the $100 level, the human design reading and the astrological transits will be recorded and sent to you as an MP3 to be downloaded to your computer. There's an announcement video dated May 1st with all the details regarding this change in offering. But what's important to me is if you're thinking about getting a reading, please contact me. I would really like to provide you a reading during these uncertain times. You'll need to be able to either call me here in Maine, in the USA, or connect over Skype to receive your reading. As always, I'm blessed that you've taken the time to connect with my passion for these ancient mysteries and their application in our journey during this incarnation. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste and Lakesh.